Inheriting a hoarder house. My mill is a hoarder, and the house she's living in is not habitable. Every room in the house, including the two-car garage, is filled from floor to ceiling with junk and garbage. There are some tunnels through the stuff that she can move through. The house only has running water to the master bathroom tub. There are no functional toilets in the house. There's nothing we can do here. She refuses to leave and is very much in denial how bad it is. She's in her late 70s and in poor health. We will be inheriting it probably sooner than we'd like to think about. What do we do with it? It's a 3-bed 2-bath bungalow in the Midwest. Similar homes in the neighborhood in decent shape are selling for $180,200K. I don't think we can afford the massive repairs it would need to be saleable. If you have the physical ability or the means to hire the work out, it's well worth getting the place emptied out before making any decisions. Once you see what you have to work with it, you may find you can handle the job. It could be as simple as new paint and flooring along with some minor plumbing work. Just getting the place cleaned out will make it much more desirable to prospective buyers. Where does she go to the bathroom with no functioning toilets? Has to be a health department issue. This isn't real estate advice, but if it's as bad as you say it is, you need to get your mother in law help. She has a mental illness and someone needs to step in and get her out of the unacceptable living conditions she's in right now. There are elder services in most towns that can help with the first steps down that path. X200B. Then the real estate advice: don't worry about the house until it is yours. When it is, there are companies that specialize in junking out houses like that will empty out all the crap. Once that is done, you can see where you stand and either make some repairs and list it or sell it to an investor as is. Once mill dies, have a junk removal company clear it out. Once the house is empty and you can see the floors and walls, it will be easier to deal with. I would suggest not trying to sort anything. Just haul it away as fast as possible. Have you contacted Adult Protective Services? Explain to them the place needs to be condemned and you can't get her to leave. Maybe call in the fire department and tell them the situation. They may do a walkthrough. Call the TV show and get it done for free. You've received some great advice here. I also suspect once you clean everything out or have it cleaned out, if you can afford to hire professionals, it won't seem like such an insurmountable task to get the place habitable. Curious though, how is she living in a home with no working toilets? How much do you think it would take to fix? Maybe try to find someone who will buy it as is. You'll need to give a giant discount. Cleaning alone will probably take $20K before repairs and upgrades. 1. Get her some help. Others have commented on this, so I'll leave it alone. 2. If you list completely as is, I don't see how you'd get very much. If you hire out junk removal, it's going to be very expensive. Then when you're done, you will likely be looking at a total gut job. If I were in your shoes, I'd clean it out myself and do all of the manual unskilled work. Get it in good enough shape that a flippers would have interest. My mill passed and her daughter are both hoarders. The thought of having to clean out her house was sickening. We sold out to the daughter at a huge discount just to not have to clean it out. The daughter also has her own house that is hoarded. Oh, and cats. Lots of cats. 18 at last count. Bought a hoarder house though in a much nicer area. Floor to ceiling in the I did basement by myself and decided it was worth it to hire help. Hired labor for the rest. 930-yard dumpsters total. Took us a few days. Probably $3,000 total to get it empty. Worth it even if you just want to sell as is. My wife and I had this exact scenario 1.5 years ago. Her mother was a hoarder and passed away, and my wife inherited the house. We spent months making trips 30 minutes drive, so not bad to salvage keepsakes and a few pieces of furniture. And then we paid a junk hauling company to clear it out. Then we sold it to a flipper at a reasonable discount, knowing they'd be able to fix it up and sell it. A quick sale was most important to us, as my wife had a lot of trauma associated with the space she grew up there before the hoarding started. This is happening to me right now, also in the Midwest. So have a 3-bed, 2-bath we rented to a hoarder for 15 years. She moved out and only one toilet worked. Both showers didn't work. Sinks broken. I thought I was doomed. 2 days of work to clear the place out myself. Filling a 20-yard dumpster at $750 cost inkle disposal. I thought was going to be too much to fix, but even with gutting bathrooms and tearing out all carpet and replacing with plank, I'm at about $7,000 all in. That is for labor and supplies. It will be fixed and rentable by November 1st. Morale of the story is that it may not be as bad as you think. My cousin was a hoarder. She lived with her mother her whole life and passed when she was 52. My aunt found someone to buy her house as is. He fixed it up and flipped it. If the house had been normal, she would have gotten about $500,000 for it. I think he gave her $300,000. Is the house paid for? Can be sold as is. Someone will buy it and fix it. I have bought similar properties before. No comment on property. Inheriting is a little different than inherited. She is in dire need of a mental health professional. Wishing the best for her situation and your family. You may want to start thinking of your MIL's property as a lot instead of a house. It's her house until she dies. So don't touch anything without her permission. Think if it's your house. Let her live the life she wants. When she's gone, hire people for the clean out. We used a biohazard cleaning company. I wouldn't use a generic got junk type company. Do you have fire insurance? Make sure the insurance is paid up and try your hand at indoor welding. Call APS Adult Protective Services and notify the fire marshal if she is refusing any help or to change. This is a dangerous situation for everyone. Your mill could fall and die. Have a fire and die, and the firefighters would not be able to get to her or could injure themselves in the process. Living with no toilet is unacceptable, and she could be getting sick from the filth. You have a duty to alert the proper authorities. Before you do anything, you may want to call a company like 1-800 Got Junk other than advertisements. I know nothing about this company and have no financial interest in it, and get an estimate to clean it out. Then get estimates from We Buy Any House Outfit. Then you can decide what makes sense. Just visit and make a 911 call while there. Make her answer the door. When they come to check, they will continue to enter. Tell them never mind. It was a panic attack. After they enter the place, directly ask them if they think these living conditions are safe for an elderly person. You will now have permission to get a dumpster and get rid of it all. Or face penalties. Once emptied, pay for cleaning, then assess repairs. You don't have to accept an inheritance. Ignoring the mental health aspect. You don't have to take any inheritance. Just because someone leaves something to you, you can refuse it, if it is in such bad condition that it is worthless or not worth your time. Just opt out. Advice coming from someone in a similar situation. You can hire a cleanout company, like 800 Got Junk or J-Dog, to clear it out. Probably about $3,000. You can negotiate with J-Dog. You can order a 30 yards roll-off. Grab a couple guys from outside Home Depot, Lowe's, etc. and clean it out. A 30 yards roll-off is around $600. Laborer is $120 day each. You could sell it as is.